Hey, YouTube. I am back. I am Dr. Robin, your clinical pharmacist and sleep health coach to help you get the most amazing sleep ever. And today we are continuing our series, Sleep Hacks A to Z. Today we're going to really be focusing on the letter G. So that's the next letter that we're going to cover in the alphabet. I want to talk about first and foremost what you see in the title here is about sleep hypnosis, specifically guided sleep hypnosis. I gave this a try myself and I was really impressed to the fact that I've been recommending this to various clients who are having issues just unwinding, calming their mind down at night. So sleep hypnosis is basically it's a technique, and a guided technique is where there's a voice being used. So usually a human voice. It can, in this day and age, be an AI voice. They're using calming language, calming scenery, calming imagery to actually perform suggestions to your brain. So you'll hear really soothing, calming conversation in this particular guided sleep hypnosis meditations. And so they'll say things like, okay, you are relaxed right now. You are letting go of everything that happened with the day. You are calm, restoring your body. You're happy to be drifting off to sleep. So we're definitely going to be working on some of those guided sleep hypnosis since we've really definitely have experienced it for ourselves as being so effective and had great experience with our clients as well. So I think a lot of times when we think of hypnosis, we used to see shows when we were younger where people were clucking like a duck or walking like a chicken, just doing really silly things based on the suggestions. So that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about that Hollywood version of the sleep hypnosis. We're talking about a guided hypnosis that is really specifically to calm you down, relax you, and reduce anxiety before going to bed. So my first experience was doing extensive hypnosis myself was working with a mindset coach. It was a group mindset coaching program. And at the end of every coaching program, they would do a hypnosis with us. And usually it was a mindset of hypnosis of, being successful in life, being fulfilled in life, and just generally being happy in life. So it was a lot of fun, but I found myself falling asleep during the hypnosis over and over again. And so it made me really want to do some research. And I have some research here I'm going to discuss with you all what actually happens during when you're getting hypnotized. So hypnosis helps to guide your brain waves from an alert beta state. If you're watching this now, you're probably alert, you're awake in that beta state, which is when you're alert and often the most stressed as well. So it guides it from that beta state into the alpha and the theta waves of the brain waves. These alpha and theta waves, they're much more relaxed, they're calm, they're soothing, and they're also closer to sleep. What's actually very important too, you're also open to suggestion during that alpha stage. So there's ways you can actually enter yourself into alpha stage. We'll talk about some of those ways as well. Some studies even suggest that people under hypnosis enter a deep sleep even faster and they stay asleep longer. And for people who are dealing with any type of stress-induced insomnia, anxiety-related issues, this is a major game changer for them. It's shifting the brain. It's basically what it's doing. It's actually helping the brain to actually shift gears from that running, that racing, to the actually calming and soothing alpha state. So if you're going to try some of this, and they have a ton of really great guided meditations here on YouTube for you to try, Spotify. You can even purchase some off of Amazon. So really good way to really experiment with some of the sleep hypnosis. Some of the pros you'll find it'll really quiet the mind. I found that it really quieted my mind. It left me just very calm and extremely relaxed to the fact that I did actually go to sleep and I stayed asleep longer as well. Some of the cons of this can be, if you hear a voice, it's kind of grating, annoying. I've even heard some that are just kind of little jarring voices. This can be a major, major con for sleep hypnosis. So you're going to have to switch either to a different track or find someone whose voice that you find soothing and relaxing. Some of them felt when I was also doing them kind of cheesy and they just didn't resonate with me, the message that they were giving. So that's something definitely, definitely you want that message to resonate with you when you are embarking and trying sleep hypnosis. You need to find one that has the right tone, the right language for you, and a good pace for your personality too. So, in terms of, did it actually improve my sleep? I fell asleep so fast that I woke up and I was because they did these, a lot of these were on Zoom calls, and I was the last one left, and the Zoom call had already ended, and I was asleep, and had been for hours. So it definitely affected me really quickly, and it was seemed to be really long lasting. I didn't wake up as much during the night. And I found that I had some vivid dreams. I didn't enter the lucid dreaming phase. However, they do have specific lucid dreaming hypnosis tracks that you can try that will lead you into some of the lucid dreaming phases. Most importantly, I just felt calm, confident, really excited and happy. These were specific mindset to increase just that confidence level, success level, and fulfillment level. They did that and more. So once I really saw the effects of this, even though I didn't go there for sleep hypnosis, I went there for mindset training. I had a really good experience, and I've started sharing this with a lot of my clients. So some of the things you want to use is headphones, unless you're in person and have an in-person session, of course. But if it's really via, usually we're doing them on YouTube, Spotify, some of the other tracks that we can purchase, headphones are best for that. And you want to start with shorter tracks. There'll be some sleep hypnosis. I've actually noticed on YouTube they'll have some for 8 or 9 hours, 12 hours long. You want to start with the smaller tracks and then work your way up. So go from like 10, 15, 20 minutes and then slowly work your up to some of the larger ones as well. Some of the ones that will have video with them, you want to avoid really overly stimulating imagery. During the ones that we did on Zoom call, during my group coaching, was actually we closed our eyes and we didn't look at any images. And that definitely helped to really soothe, calm us more. We didn't have anything distracting us from the message that was being imprinted into us. And then once you find a track you like, listen to it for about a week to really become imprinted in the message that they're giving. A lot of times these will stay with you for long term, so not just the night. So if you're doing really specific sleep hypnosis meditations, they will help you in the long term and not just that week you're doing it. They're actually sending a message that will imprint on your brain during that alpha stage, that it will actually change your brain and change your attitude. If you have anxiety towards sleep, any panicking towards sleep, it will change all of that for the better. So I wanted to do that one first, our guided hypnosis for sleep. And definitely reach out and send me any information if you're interested in learning more about that. And we're looking at for us to actually do some of those cool videos for that. And one of the things I always like to do is have a little spray going when I'm doing my hypnosis. Sometimes I use a little bit of incense, but this is so much easier and quicker. We have our organic lavender sleep spray by SleepWell RX. Definitely leave a comment below and we will put you on the waiting list. This will be available very soon. So, hopefully, in the next few weeks, we'll have this available and ready to sell. And that's again our organic lavender sleep spray. It's great for getting a good night's sleep, for doing a meditation. Also, is superb when you're doing hypnosis too. So that's again our SleepWell X organic lavender sleep spray. So, and oh, hi Lena, how are you? Good to see you. And so we're going to keep on going with the letter G. So we're talking about all things letter G that will assist you with relaxing in the evening, releasing in the evening, and getting a great, great, great night's sleep. So one of the things that starts with a G is our gua sha tools. This is a roller tool. They make so many different shapes and forms of the tool. This one's made out of jade. And what we do during these, we actually roll up. We're actually doing anti-aging beauty treatments, basically. But we're actually covering some reflexology points on our face that we can find to be very, very relaxing. So using the gua sha tool can be a part of your bedtime routine to get great, great sleep, to relax, and to wake up maybe looking, I don't know, a year or two younger as well. So I love my gua sha tools. And like I said, this one's a jade gua sha tool. The next one is grounding visualization. This is a visualization where you are in the present and the right now. I know so much is going on in the world. We're worried about the future. We're looking back. Did we make the right decisions in the past? So much of this stuff is going on right now that we want a grounded visualization where we're here in the present. We're grounding ourselves to planet Earth and what's going on right now, and just really focused on that and not going, always doing that. Um, and no, I'm not. I know someone asked me, am I doing a hypnosis right now? No, we were doing, I'm doing um, A to Z sleep hacks, and we started with guided sleep hypnosis, just explaining what that is. So I'm glad that you like that. I wanted some people to tell me if they would like me to do some sleep hypnosis videos. So I'm happy. Let me go ahead and type that. We're gonna go be doing some really soon. So I'm happy you like that. So thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. We are definitely looking into doing some of those. We've had a lot of requests. And then we could mix other things in with those as well to help you get that really, really good night's sleep and soothing rest before you go to bed. So we talked about guided sleep hypnosis, using your evening gua sha for your face, anti-aging, your grounding visualization. The next thing is going to bed with gratitude and an attitude of gratitude. Oh, thank you so much. A compliment. Thanks, Lena, that my voice is pretty for a sleep hypnosis. That is great. I consider that a wonderful, wonderful compliment. So we're definitely going to move forward with that since I see some interest in that. That's going to be fun to do. And hopefully I can stay awake while I'm doing them. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So our next one was having an attitude of gratitude. When we're gracious and grateful for the things we have, it actually allows the universe to bring us even more things to be grateful for. Again, I know we are going through so much right now. We hear about wars going on, rumors of wars, just things with the economy, just constant things that are nonstop going on a daily basis. Sometimes it seems like an hourly basis. And just being grateful for some of the things that went right that day is really important at the end of the night. I know it can be difficult to do, but it's something we should strive for. We'll be blessed with more things to be grateful, and it will calm us down, give us hope, and just really make us happy and really soothe that nervous system so that we can get a good night's sleep. So we're definitely having that attitude of gratitude. The next one is green noise. Now, I know we've heard of white noise, we've heard of brown noise. There's some other color noises too. But G for green noise is really a type of noise that comes from nature. So that's why it's called green noise. Right here where I'm at, I can hear crickets in the background. That's really a soothing sound to hear at night. Hearing nature, birds chirping, just a lot of time, really nighttime sounds that you can hear in the evening that will actually kind of calm and soothe you. I believe they've done some studies that you said that, our blood pressures will actually be lower when we hear birds, when we hear just the leaves tussling and the wind blowing on trees, really embracing green noise. Now, if you live in an area where there's not a lot of green noise, once again, there's tons of soundtracks that will have nature. They'll have some flowing water. Some people sleep really well when they hear that water flowing, whether it's an ocean, more of a voracious ocean, or more of a gentle babbling brook. So water flowing can be great. Nighttime crickets, even at afternoon when you hear the birds chirping can be very, very soothing. So that was the next G we're talking about, green noise. Another one we want to look at is gel infused pillows or mattresses. Now these dissipate heat more evenly. So if you're dealing with where you're overheating at night, having these can kind of help cool you off in the evening. They also prevent disruption of sleep. We actually get a correction in our sleep about 2 or 3 in the morning due to our body temperature having to adjust itself. So using some of these more cooling, they have so many cooling things out. They have cooling pajamas now, cooling mattresses. And have you ever tried hypnosis? Yes, yes, I've definitely tried. In fact, I talked about that at the beginning. I'll tell you briefly. I don't think you were on. At the beginning, I actually joined a mindset coaching group. And at the end of each coaching group, they actually did, hypnosis for us. And it wasn't even sleep hypnosis, but I would find myself, and these were on Zoom calls. I would find myself drifting off to the point that the call would be over, for 2 or 3 hours. And I was waking up like, oh crap, I fell asleep during the Zoom call when we were doing mindset hypnosis. And so the hypnosis was based on, confidence, success, fulfillment in life. And so it wasn't sleep specifically, but the suggestions they made were very, very interesting. So we had a good time doing that. So, and I loved it. And that's when I started recommending hypnosis for sleep to my clients who had really, really good success. These were people who had a difficulty turning basically turning their brain off at night. The brain would get to racing. Some of the other things just weren't working. The sleep hypnosis was a really, really good treat, and they made it a part of their bedtime routine. So yeah, definitely. Thank you for that question. That's awesome. Thank you. Definitely feel free to ask me more questions. Tonight, I'm actually not on TikTok and YouTube. So I'm just doing YouTube tonight. So I'm gonna do another TikTok tomorrow. So definitely come on, SleepWell RX TikTok as well. One of another things we wanted to look at is the gut brain axis. This is super important because a lot of people don't know the majority of our melatonin. We know that melatonin is our major sleep hormone. The majority of that is actually made in our gut. They're even seeing that a lot of our mental health issues really begin in the gut. So, what should we be doing to have really good gut health? So, having prebiotics in our diet, probiotics in our diet is also important. So, that could be anything like kefir, miso soup. And these actually support the gut balance. This enhances neurotransmitter production. So, all your neurotransmitters, when you're thinking of dopamine and acetylcholine, that helps you to get that good sleep, it helps with really balancing that. A lot of people who experience a lot of anxiety, panic, other mental things that are going on can actually be helped with focusing on the gut. And that was something very new to me. Let's see. I'm trying to think how some other people, what did it feel like? I don't know. Rephrase your question. Okay, you asked what a PharmD. A PharmD is a doctor of pharmacy. Yeah, I have a doctorate degree in pharmacy, and I specialize in sleep health coaching. So thank you for the questions. Keep the questions coming. Keep them coming. Good evening, Tia. So we got Tia and Lena on. Good evening, everybody. So we're continuing on with our A to Z sleep hacks. Today we're on the letter G. So we talked about using your gua sha, getting that in. It's going to be anti-aging, beautifying, and it's just so relaxing. Like I said, I have a jade gua sha that I'm using right now. Some of the other things, we started out with guided sleep hypnosis. What that entails, it entails usually a human talking to you. Today's day, there's some AI hypnosis. And what they're doing suggestions to get you into that alpha state. Or what did it feel like to be hypnotized? It's very interesting. In the very beginning, it's just kind of soothing and relaxing. And as they continued on suggestion, because this was specifically a mindset, success, and confidence coaching I was doing. So I felt a happiness. Our coach would say things to you like, you're achieving your biggest dreams. How wonderful does that feel to you? And so I started feeling great and happy and wonderful. And then somewhere in between there, I fell asleep. And so that's how that felt for mine. So initially, I'm just relaxed and calm. The next thing I know, I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, I love these suggestions. Yeah, I'm confident. I'm successful. I love these. And the next thing, I think I'm waking up like 2 hours later. The Zoom call has been over. And now here I am. Can the suggestions? I'm nervous. That's a very good question. So we used to see things definitely used to see shows in Hollywood where people would start quacking like a duck and doing certain things. I've never experienced anything of doing anything out of the norm. You have to be a equal participant in order to because the question was asked, can suggestions make you do things? I'm nervous someone might make me do something bad. It's a two-way participation. Like, for instance, I had to sign up for this and listen to this, and we actually got recordings of all of the hypnosis. So I was in a safe space. We got recordings of it, and so I definitely did not experience that at all. Is it possible that there's some people who take advantage of that? I'm sure there are, to be honest with you. I've never experienced it or heard of it, but I remember seeing shows where people would start doing odd things. But once again, they chose and had to consent to participate in that. So that's a really, really good question. So keep the questions coming, you guys. Thank you. So yeah, we talked about the gua sha, our grounding visualization, the attitude of gratitude, G for gratitude. And we talked about the green noise because we've all heard of white noise before and that brown noise, but the green noise resembles natural environments. So the crickets that I'm hearing right now, that'll help soothe me to sleep in about 30 or 40 minutes. That'll be really helpful. So we got some more questions. Yeah, that's a really good question because these were actually filmed. So someone asked, so the people who are acting like chickens are pretending. It is believed that some of them, because this was a lot of times during prime time television where they were putting on these acts of pretending to be hypnotized for entertainment purposes. So yeah, very much so. I'm trying to think. There's a famous psychic who did a lot of hypnosis. And I believe it's Edgar Casey. If you are familiar with his work, definitely check some of his work out where he was actually able to hypnotize people for them to recall past lives and other really vital information that they had no awareness of in their conscious life. So hypnosis is super, super fascinating. So yeah, that's definitely something. Trying to think. And yeah, if you have any other questions about anything else I had talked about or more hypnosis, definitely. Let's see. We talked about the gut brain axis and having healthy gut health with prebiotics, probiotics, and also there's postbiotics. So all of those will actually assist with helping you help just really to feel good as well. A lot of our moods and our mood swings can be actually detected back to having bad gut health. So that's something that's really, really important. I kind of want to see someone else get hypnotized before I try. That's a good question. I know he recorded us getting him, and I would watch replays. I graduated from the program, so I don't have a current video. So that's a really good question. Lena asked, "Do you have a video of you getting hypnotized? I would like to see someone else get hypnotized before I try it." Yeah, and we do have video. In fact, the whole it would be about maybe about 10 of us. Some people would lay down totally. Some people would just sit like this and relax. Um, and some people would just kind of lay their head back. And so you can see that in the video, we're all kind of doing different things while he's doing the suggestive messaging through the hypnosis. So I have to ask him if he minds sharing some. If I can find a link of some other ones that were similar to that, I'll definitely post some in my comments. Definitely let you all see some of that. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and it's supposed to be very, very highly effective. I did feel more confident. I did feel more happy and fulfilled. So it did work. He didn't mean for us to fall asleep. In fact, once you enter sleep, you enter a whole nother phase where you're beyond the alpha stage. And that was something he really did warn us, like, stay awake during this. You're in control. I'm not in control of you. You are consenting and you are in full control. So that's something really good to keep in mind if you ever do any type of hypnosis work. We talked about after the gut brain axis, doing the gradual dimmer lighting. So throughout the evening, usually around when we see the sun, because we're basically mimicking what the sun is doing, is starting to set. So our lights should gradually start to set in our home as well. We should be starting to turn those off, get dimmer lighting on, and just starting slowly using lamps, turning off all those bright fluorescents, those really bright lights, the LED lights. And we know that blue lighting that comes off of our computer and our laptops are very, very much responsible for disruption of our melatonin production. So to avoid that, because we need as much melatonin as possible to get that great, great night's sleep, we definitely want to start that G for gradual of that. So yay, Sandra's here. I finally caught it live. I'm so happy to be here. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're able to make it. We're doing sleep hacks today from A to Z. And it's a series I'm doing here. So we're doing the letter G today. So we talked about guided sleep hypnosis. We talked about the gut brain access. We talked about using, it's one of my favorite tools is using that gua sha. It's cooling, relaxing, anti-aging, beautifying, and just really soothing for a good night's sleep. So using this as a part of your bedtime routine. They have so many gua sha tools. This is just one of my favorite ones to use. We looked at G for grounding visualization, G for green noise. So that's your natural environment noise. So some people like to listen again to like liquids flowing. So if they listen to a gentle babbling brook, that can help them get a good night's sleep. Thank you so much for coming, Lena, for coming. Good night. Have a good night's sleep. Get some good rest. And also, some people like the ocean. I'm a beach person. I love being at the beach, and hearing that beach is so calming and soothing for me to help get to sleep at night. So I like doing definitely beach sounds as well. Hearing the crickets, I'll go to sleep probably to that this evening. I hear they're kind of loud tonight, so hopefully they don't keep things awake. One of the next things that starts with the letter G I want to talk about is a gravity blanket. And do I have any of those? I do have something right here. I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is particular, and I don't sell this. I don't have a link for this, but this in particular, I don't know if you can see this. This is a weighted blanket for your eyes. So this is essentially an eye mask. So they have a ton of weighted activities, so many. Yeah, yes, Sandra. This is the same as a weighted blanket. So they have like it's like almost like a bean bag. It has a certain amount of weight to it. And this is one for your eyes. And so you put this on, it blocks out the light and it gives you a nice gentle pressure for going to sleep. So these are called gravity sleep treatments. So that's the other G that we're looking at. They make so many different gravity sleep treatments. So we have this as the once again, I'll show you all a quick picture. This is the weighted blanket for your eyes by what's this company, Nod Pod. And it feels really good to help really get that sleep. They not only have that, they have a full blanket for your body. So it's really a calming kind of compression feel as you get a good night's sleep. They have weighted pillows. So there's a tons and tons of a variety of different weighted materials that can be used at nighttime. And really, it's kind of almost like a companionship type of thing. Not totally an AI companion or a robot or anything, but it just gives that extra weight. They find it helps to really regulate our nervous system. They make special blankets just for your laps. If you're working during the day, having that extra kind of like companion on the lap, on that weighted type of blanket or pillow. So there's a ton of different weighted materials that you can use, the gravity treatments to help you get that good night's sleep. So I think for the most part, I think we covered most of the things that start with the letter G. I'll do a quick recap. We talked about the guided sleep hypnosis, what that is. That's a person, usually a person. It can be an AI individual too, that is talking to you in a suggestive manner. So they'll say things like, you are getting sleepy now. In fact, you're happy to be going to sleep for great rest and relaxation. I see a couple of things. Several people have said that they enjoyed hearing my voice. So I'm going to actually do a few of the guided meditations. I'll be posting those here on YouTube so that you all can have something to help you get a great night's sleep. So that's going to be something fun to do and get going for you all. So we talked about the guided sleep hypnosis. We talked about using the gua sha tool, grounded visualization, definitely that attitude of gratitude, the GABA, not the GABA, the gut and brain access. We talked about that. Trying to think anything else major. I think we covered all of the things that we would see for the letter G. So I'll end it with the letter G of you guys having a good night. And I want to thank everyone for coming and all the great questions we got tonight. So you all really have me excited and pumped up. I'm going to have to calm down now. I'm going to spray some of my sleep health spray. If you're interested in getting on our wait list, we should have a link in the comments, or you can reach out to me either on Facebook, Instagram. We don't have it ready for sale yet, but it should be ready for sale in the next few weeks. We have a lavender sleep health spray. This helps to calm and soothe you before a wonderful night's sleep. You can spray it on your pillow, your sheets, even on your pajamas. You can put a little bit on your curtain so as the air comes in, you'll get a wonderful night's sleep. So thank you. So, Sandra, you're the best. From Lack to Legacy, you all have to definitely check her out. She has a phenomenal channel of us getting the bag. So you can't miss that. So thank you so much. Thank you all who attended tonight. Take care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.